Hello, and welcome to the Theatre History Channel documentary of Elizabethan theatre. My name is Kyra.
And my name is Rachel. We're here to talk to you today about the history of Elizabethan theatre.
We will be discussing playwrights, plays, playhouses, and lots of other words that start with play.
Some famous playwrights of the Elizabethan era was John Webster, who wrote The Duchess of Malfi, and Thomas Hayward, who wrote A Woman Killed with Kindness, Thomas Kyd, who wrote The Spanish Tragedy, Francis Beaumont, who wrote The Knights of the Burning Pestle, and Beaumont and John Fletcher, who wrote The Maid's Tragedy.
Some more famous playwrights of the time would be Christopher Marlowe, who was the first to really utilize blank or unrhymed verse and wrote many famous plays, including Tamburlaine the Great and The Jew of Malta. Also, Ben Jonson, who was a master of English comedy, and he also wrote many famous plays, some of which being Volpone and The Alchemist.
Now, of course, we can't forget about Shakespeare. Shakespeare intended his plays to be acted in front of a boisterous audience, not to be read in a classroom. And the main reason why Shakespeare is such a dreaded topic worldwide in high schools is because when you read them, they're nothing unless you're trying with all your strength to enjoy them. Now here is what Shakespeare intended his plays to be like. So this is Romeo and Juliet. Act 1, Scene 1.
Hello, my name is Kyra, and I will be performing as Abram. Hello, my name is Kyra, and I will be Samson. Hello, my name is Kyra, and I will be Gregory, and hello, my name is Kyra, and I will be Balthazar. Do you bite your thumb at us, sir? I do bite my thumb, sir. Do you bite your thumb at us, sir? Is the law on our side if I say I? No. No, sir, I do not bite my thumb at you, sir, but I bite my thumb, sir. Do you quarrel, sir? Quarrel, sir? No, sir. If you do, sir, I am for you. I serve as good a man as you. No better? Yes, better, sir. You lie! And then there's some sword fighting, and then Tybalt's like, yo! And it ends. Shakespeare was a master of the soliloquy. A soliloquy is a speech directed either at the audience or to the speaker themselves. You know, inner monologue. Basically, it's when the actor talks to himself or herself for an extended period of time to fill the audience in on vital information that can't be introduced in any other way. For example, in The Merchant of Venice, you just kind of see this girl, Jessica, and she's just kind of talking to this guy, Lancelot, and you don't really know what's going on. So after Lancelot leaves and she's all like, farewell, because he's kind of creepy and hitting on her, so she has this little mini rant to herself so everyone knows that she hates her father. Because that's why she was mad, and then she's gonna marry Lorenzo so she's not a Jew anymore. Because that's a bad thing in The Merchant of Venice. Hello, I am Kyra, and I will be playing Jessica. How does it start? Alack! What heinous sin is it in me to be ashamed to be my father's child? Though I am a daughter to his blood, I am not to his manners. O Lorenzo, if thou keep promise, I shall end this strife, become a Christian, and thy loving wife.
Alright. Now, up until 1576, there were no indoor theaters. So, that means the shows were performed in outdoor courtyards, meaning that they were susceptible to the elements which may have looked a tad bit like this.
They should have had ceilings.
This is Queen Mab from Romeo and Juliet.
Hello, I am Kyra, and I will be playing Mercutio. Oh, then I see Queen Mab hath been with you. She's the fairies' midwife, and she comes in shape no bigger than an agate stone on the forefinger of an alderman, drawn with a team of little atoms athwart men's noses as they lie asleep. Her wagon spokes, made of long spiders' legs, the collars of her moonshines, watery beams. Whip. After 1576, theaters like Shakespeare's Globe, for example, were opened. And they looked a little something like this. I think I love you more than Japanese love tenant.
So this is the playhouse. And behind the stage was the tiring house, a room that functioned as the actors' dressing room. In the center rear of the stage was a curtained recess called the study. This area was used to reveal particular settings, such as a bedroom, or the tent of Antony in Antony and Cleopatra. In the center of the second level acting area was a shallow balcony, the Taurus, behind which a curtain called the Aris was often hung to conceal another recess called the chamber. This area might have been used by musicians, or even members of the audience. Pay no attention to the cat behind the curtain. The heavens, a roof supported by two ornate columns, was above the stage. The sun, moon, stars, clouds, and signs of the zodiac were painted on the underside of the roof. And above the heavens was what appeared to be a small house, which was appropriately called the scenery hut. This structure housed the machinery that raised and lowers actors to the stage, often implying these actors were ghosts or supernatural creatures. And then last but not least, the members of the audience who paid a penny to stand in the pit were called the groundlings. And that is the playhouse.
We should dance to these stereotypes. Yeah. We would like to take a moment to appreciate some other forms of artwork from the Elizabethan era. For example, this painting of Queen Elizabeth at the age of 14 done by Hieronymo Custodus in 1589. It is very, very pretty.
Now, tragically, in 1593 and again in 1603, all theaters, including Shakespeare's famous Globe, were closed due to the bubonic plague, also called the Black Death, which killed 33,000 Londoners, which, according to Mr. Black, is not a word, but
It is! I looked it up, it's a word.
I agree with you, it's not.
It's a word!
Many believed that the plague, along with other illnesses, were caused by an imbalance in the humors.
Humors were the things that made up the human body, and different elements represented different bodily fluids, which represented different personality traits. And the ideal person was, a balanced combination of all of the elements. So, the element air stood for blood, which, made people lighthearted, happy, go-lucky, like me. Then there was also water, which made people dull and listless, like some people I know. That was a joke! She's hurting me. Earth represented black bile, which represented melancholy, like me. And fire represented yellow bile, which made people angry and hot-tempered, like me.
Oh, also, fun fact that I learned from freshman year while we were doing Romeo and Juliet. It was amazing. Fun fact. The way they treated these different humors was a common way is bleeding out, or leeches even. They'd go and they'd put the leeches on the person's arm and they'd be like, give us your blood, because if you have too much blood, what's that? Blood? Oh, you're too lighthearted. Oh, and I believe they do reference that in Romeo and Juliet, right? And he's like, he's so like happy and
And then Mercutio's like, you and Rosalind.
He's in love with this chick who's hot and okay. Anyway, I hope this documentary. It is a documentary.
It
is a documentary.
I'm so proud of you for knowing that.
Gave you proper insight to one of the most famous eras of theater history.
This dude